Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Thursday. Wow, this week is going fast. It's Thursday, September 3rd, 2020, and the time is about 8:22 a.m. I was just reviewing, going over some videos, scientific videos. There's a channel called um, Spirit Science. I've seen it before years ago. I think it was 2016 actually. And I just so happened to be referred to a video on this, one of the recommendations in YouTube. And they talked about the coronavirus and ways how, to ascend all this drama. They're short little videos. And at the end of the video, they gave a link how in a week's time you could transcend. I think they said to increase your energy. It could have said that, or that was the premise. And I said, oh, that'd be interesting. In 7 days. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk about other topics too, but it's just for thought. So I clicked on the link, and the link, I was like, it looked like an advertisement. Then I realized it's something you have to scroll down to get more information. So I did that. And I see that it was something that they were selling. That it was a 7-day courses, and you had to pay for it. And now nothing wrong with entrepreneurship, but I think it kind of turned me off because they could have mentioned in the initial video that led you to the link that they're offering classes that you could buy, that's a product that you can buy. See, when you have something of spirituality and you're sharing information, you wouldn't think that they're going to then offer you, something else. And oh, by the way, you have to pay for this. So I don't like when you're not upfront about certain things. And I noticed that that's happening a lot now. See, nothing wrong with paying for something, but it's the obscuring of that fact. But see, they want to lure you in, knowing that they're going to charge you. I think you should have that up front. And I went out yesterday to investigate these health clubs in my area. And one of the two places I was to go to. And one of the two I've been to in the past, a couple of years back. And when I got there, see, this is during the time of I will call it the C19. Okay, the C stands for something and the 19 also. But many of you would know what I'm talking about, so I say it like that. And at the very end, see, it turns out that the health clubs, now in New York City where I live, the health clubs opened for the first time after, the initial pandemic. it reopened yesterday on the 2nd, September 2nd. And I wanted to see, get what's happening now in the gyms, how they'll be handling it, and possibly joining. Well, see, just before Corona, oops, said the C word. Just before, that was in March, I had joined a health club. And 2 weeks into starting the health club, my membership, that the gym closed down. And so I was thinking, hey, maybe I can just resume, but I didn't want to go back to the initial place. I wanted to try somewhere else. So I get a tour of everything, and I ask questions. After they gave me the tour, I was to go back in their office to discuss, they want me to sign up. But I told them, I said, well, a lot of the amenities you have aren't open. And I actually wanted to join because of all these other amenities, like your sauna room and the heated pool, things like that, because I like things that are warm. And they said because it's closed, but they didn't get the okay to open that portion of the gym. So only one floor of the gym is open. The rooms where they have the weights and all that. And I know I want the other stuff, because those days that I don't use the weights and everything, I may want to just go to the steam room and the other things there. So that's not open. So I said, I don't want to waste your time. And I actually, was really interested in that other stuff. So then the person, a recruiter, says, oh, well, we have this thing for $79. And, you can get, like, they throw numbers around. Not a numbers person. And I see that he's trying to, like, trick me. And also throughout the tour and everything, he was keep on clowning around, and he was saying about the pool. The pool was badly discolored, the tile floor, these big blotches on it. It looked awful because it was like a nice, like a sky blue, but then he had the discolored tile. So he says, oh, now I didn't even say anything about it, but he made mention to it. He says, oh, those spots, those are actual clouds. I said, I'm not sure what you mean, because it's obvious the tile is discolored, and the whole sky was one big cloud. Okay, it was an extremely hazy day, and it started to actually drizzle a little bit. So then he shows me the other pool, and it's the same thing. So I said, well, if you want me to believe that's the clouds and not just the discoloration, yeah, because when he first mentioned it, I said, oh, you mean the discoloration of the pool? He said, yeah, but those are actual clouds. And other stuff. So people don't want to be upfront about things. Now, this was the first day that it opened since the pandemic. Okay, so they had, 6 months to fix the pool, but they didn't. And then they're going to have someone give you a tour. And yeah, that's my little doggy in the background. Sorry about that. Yay, she's snoring. But yeah, so it's, people don't want to be upfront of what things are. And then now getting back to when we sat back down, after he gave me the tour and I see the pool and all that, He and I said, you gave me a nice tour and everything, but I don't want to waste your time. Uh, I know I really want X, Y, and Z, but they're not open right now. So he says, hey, well, we have this thing, and he's mentioning about that this other thing on top of the um, base amount of what you pay to join that gym. Um, Something about getting a PT instructor. So I had already spoken to a PT instructor, and they told me what the rate was. And then now he's mentioned something about something called $79 and something about 2 hour sessions, but he's like blabbing real fast. And I'm not, when someone speaks numbers, I get lost. But I knew for myself, I had to like break it down. So I said, so do you mean, that's what I do a lot. I said, do you mean this? And he's not really being specific. He's trying to obscure. So he was desperate, and he thinks by sprinkling little tidbits would convince me, even though it's pricey. The rate of the physical trainer rates per hour were very high. I don't know why he would throw that other thing in, because I initially asked him, "What are your rates? What are your rates for PT?" He said, "Oh, well, you can talk to so and so about these things. We have physical training. They can tell you what different packages we have." They didn't have packages, also. So he was telling me things that didn't exist. There was no package deals. It was just per hour. You pay for what you want, and that's how it went. So now he's on top of that telling me about this package. But after getting through the haze on everything, a real breakdown, in essence, it wasn't no package. It was just a sampler of what it's like to have a PT physical trainer, and you get 2 1-hour sessions, and then that's it. And that's the $79. It's not $79 a month or weekly. It's just that initial sampler, just to see what it's like. So why even offer me that if I already talked to the PT instructor? So I felt he was, again, trying to deceive me, make it seem like something else. Just like that science video were to give you a veneer of spirituality and then try to hook you and then lead you to a site where you have to pay for this enlightenment, this 7-day enlightenment thing. See, people are, in my opinion, if people really want to teach you elevation, especially during a pandemic, at least be upfront about that it's a class that you pay for, or just give it for free. Put it out there. But it's like everything is about marketing and taking your money. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, what is that now? I'm trying to remember. It was something else someone was trying to fool me with. See, now I don't even remember. I'm sorry I get like this. Yeah, it was the gym, what was that? Oh, the spirit science. Oh, I remember. Yeah, there was this other science thing I saw that actually um, initiated me to actually do this video. I want to try to wrap it all in together. So you have a video about to describe what reality is all about, and they get to a part. They have a scientist, and this is what I want to understand. It's more of a question about how someone is able to facilitate. Now, see, I had gone to school, and I know as a student, you don't have a lot of money to do a lot of stuff. And this person in the video did a doctorate, completed their doctorate in science, in physics of some type. And when he initially started, the string theory was the hot topic of the foundation of what reality is or what all matter. And he wants to get a postdoctoral, he wants to get postdoctoral work now since he graduated with his PhD. And so he moves to Maui. Now, I had gone to Maui also. And interesting, see, it caught my attention when he said he went to Maui. And again, you see a beautiful background around him. Maui is very expensive. Those of you who haven't been to Maui is a series of, is an island in the Pacific Islands, and it's a series of islands called Hawaii, the state of Hawaii. And they have I forget how many islands they have. They have about maybe 9 islands. And Maui is one of them, one of the larger ones, but it's not the largest one though. I lived there. It's a beautiful, physically beautiful place, but extremely expensive. And so I kind of connected a little bit to, because I was curious about his stay in Maui. And so you have you doctorate, and I'm assuming that you had to pay for that. And the amount of money for doctorates, it's astronomical. It's very expensive. And so you're not going to have a lot of resources. So he gets some job there. He wanted to find work to work on theory. And theory, see, I'm a very practical person. I'm real basic, and I don't go to school to learn a theory about something, but a practical skill, a skill. Like before I went to Maui, I had did a career change, and I went to a training school to learn pastry arts. I know, kind of all over the place, but it's just about curiosity and trying to make sense about all this, all these things, and my thought life, and how things are, what's reality behind the reality. So I know for me, reality was, hey, I don't like what I'm doing now. I worked in the financial district in New York City, and I said I had enough of this wicked field. Hey, I went to something different, something creative. Oh, I love to eat. I love sweets. Hey, let me go and learn baking. I thought it'd be fun. So it was a 12, 13-month course. It cost a lot of money. And during school, I did get a job in the field. And by the time I finished, I was jobless. I had lost work. And here I'm a new grad. And I couldn't find work in New York City. So I said, hey, I know I like warm weather, and it's the cold season now. I said, I need to look for work in warm weather. See, I'm really practical. I knew I couldn't look for work in cold weather. I can't function well. So I said, hey, let me go look for work in a warmer zone. And so that's what I did. Yeah. Um, so I landed a job. Well, I got a ticket, a one-way ticket, um, and I found a job there. They have a whole strip of hotel restaurants. So that was my game plan. I had a book on the island of Maui, and different, FYIs for tourists. And so I plotted out, okay, exactly what I was going to do to find work, and it worked. I landed a job 1 or 2 weeks, and a place to live also within that time frame. Yeah, I found the place first to live, and then shortly after that. So all within a 2 week period, I found a place to live, and I found a room in a house, and then I found the job. So I'm really practical. So you go to school and then you utilize it. But with this person, this scientist, he gets a doctorate, and now he wants to find a job to investigate theory. And I don't understand this science. I don't understand. I have a science background also. And I had to take a lot of science, outside of the pastry, pastry certificate. Prior to that, I had I had a degree in science. Well, I'm sorry, post pastry certificate. I had gotten my master's in science. So I had to take all these science classes. They were hard. So with this fellow, I was trying to understand. Okay, as a survivor, you take something, you go to school for something, and then you want to get a job in it. But I didn't understand the idea of getting a job in a theory about something. So really, it's a school upon another school because you're investigating. And I don't understand how someone could hire someone to investigate a theory about something, and everything is a theory upon a theory, and this is a job. And so it's a world out there. You have people who can create work for themselves. You have a population of highly educated people who create these job opportunities in the science field, in the school systems, in the university. University people create work for themselves of, it seems like, nothingness. And it doesn't make sense to me. That's what's bugging me. You spend all this money for a doctorate so you can try to create a theory about physics and reality. But it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve humanity. It doesn't, it's not like someone going to school, let's say, even customer service. Okay, you have customer service, let's say in a retail department, and you're helping people so that they can get an outcome. This science field is not helping anyone. It is just like a toy, a game of exploration, but it doesn't serve anybody but the school who collects the money, the people who write the books, textbooks on ideas and theory. but it doesn't serve anybody. I think this is the most, I know it took a while to get here, to get to this point of explaining, but sometimes it's like with me, it you might see things or experience things, and you start to wonder how all these things, you know, what is the significance, all these ideas and thoughts, what it means. A nothingness. That's what it means. People create nothing and get paid for it, and get paid handsomely. And there was another thing about the guy. I mean, and it's nothing to target him, and it's not him per se, but the field of science. And people look up to scientists. And like, they had him on a, what do you call it? Not, it's not called a it's not a parachute, but parasailing. And then they had him doing a parasail. And I was, those of you who ever gone to like a touristy area on some island, warm place where they have this type of outdoorsy sports, when you look at them, like again, I'm practical. I learn A, B, and C, and then I can do this task. Okay, I'm going to prepare food for people because people need to eat. Okay, I'm real practical. But you have the illusion of people who sometimes you don't really know what they do. You go to you're a person of color, and you're observing all these white people. And somehow, okay, Maui is a very expensive island to live. I did not have money for play. Okay, it was hand to mouth existence there. And that's also why I had to eventually leave. I just couldn't support myself and the stress that got to me. So I said, I'm hanging things up and leaving. But I just want to share this. So I'm looking at this scientist doing the parasailing, and then the whites that lived there, some of them, that the illusion, okay, slash reality, or false reality, that they have this freeness. They wear their flip-flops, their shorts, t-shirts, and somehow they're able to do a lot of things. They have cars, they're able to do these activities, and to do these things on a regular basis. It's money. How is he able to do this? In doing a job as a post doctorate. So again, you're not generating money. It's not like you're bringing in money to the company. It's not like retail. You have a product and you sell it, and some people are great at sales, and they bring in the money, and that's why you have salespeople in these places to generate money for the company. So how are these scientists able to generate money to study a theory? But somehow it maintains itself, and the people who work there are able to maintain themselves and to do these things. And it's the illusion of freedom. And that's something I always know, that as a person of color, as a black person, as a black woman, modest income, and I see a lot of poverty around me. And growing up, I noticed that there are these white people who have this illusion that they're free. Especially like when you go to Long Island, New York, and you go to you see these white people, and they seem like they're free. They have access. They have abilities to do things. They're swimmers. They dive in the water and things like that. They're in their element. But when I look at most people like myself, and again, it could be delusion in my head, I didn't feel they had the same freedom. And here I was just a little girl. And what do I know about, I didn't, I was just a little child. But the illusion that they're doing things, that the world surrounds them and evolves around them, and somehow they're able to stay afloat and have money to do things. I know as an adult and living on my own, for me to do certain things, it costs money. For this scientist to do what he's doing, to live in Hawaii and to have money to do these things, how do they do it? Okay, this is this is not so much a criticism. It's not designed as a criticism per se, but an awareness of how others can enjoy the illusion of freedom, of social mobility, and having fun, and being able to create a job for yourself that doesn't serve people, but it consumes energy to do / money, and you stay afloat. So I think that's the real mystery out there. Those of you who hear this, who understand what I'm getting at, I know I said a lot. I talked about the spirit science video. I talked about the gym class, and the guy is trying to distract me to just have you sign up, and I have a bill at the end, and even though you don't have what I want. And then this last person, the scientist who is living in Maui, and the illusion of him having access and free time and money to do all these things, and a postdoctorate, and you have student loans to pay off. I'm sure you have student loans. Things aren't free. Things aren't free. That is a real reality there. To do anything in life, you have to pay the price. This is just food for thought this Thursday morning. So take care, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.